Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to the Bitcoin Business Bureau. I'm recording in my CryptoConfidential type studio. You can see the ticker scrolling by. We have an AMA tonight at 7:30. That's why everything's below my website, my Patreon, the phone number, my calendar, all that good stuff to get a hold of me. There's lots going on today, and the reason I'm recording this about an hour and a half before I normally go live at 6 p.m. Eastern, or not go live, but release my recordings. Which doesn't give me a lot of time to edit, but that's how we roll today. Normally I shoot it a little bit earlier in the day, but with the announcement that came from the Federal Reserve today, where they just announced, I think it was a 75%, basis point increase. And I'm going to try and get that news story up here just so you can see it. But that's basically what's going on. Like they did follow through. I was wrong. I will admit that. And let's see. Go. Let me share my screen. Oh, I am not sharing my screen. Am I sharing my screen? I'm not sharing my screen yet. So let me share my screen. And let's see, stop that. And then I'm going to share. I'll figure this out. So many different ways to do this. Let's see, share screen. There we go. There. So let's see how that looks. Okay, that's reasonable. So you can see there, and I'm going to scroll a little bit here. You can see that the Fed hikes its benchmark interest rate by 0.75 percentage points, the biggest increase since 1994. So this is kind of priced into the markets. The markets are reacting right now. There's only been like an hour or so since it's been announced, roughly around 2 o'clock Eastern. Now it's 4:30, so call it about 2 hours. Stock market, the traditional stock markets are closed now. Bitcoin's gone up a little bit. Crypto seems to be doing a little bit better, but it's so hard to tell what's really happening. So I decided to share something else with you guys that I learned the other day, which I learned last week, which is about mortgages. And I've been talking a lot about real estate. We're talking about the entire economy. The whole economy is all tied together. Now they're raising rates, and the Fed Chairman Powell saying whatever he needs to say to spin this however he wants. I didn't think it'd be 75 basis points. I thought it'd be 50. They went to 75. They're saying 75 is on the table for next time, and 100 or a full percentage point move is also not off the table for July. So who knows what happens then? So how are we reflecting? And this is how to gauge markets. Let me show you another window. Let me share. Let's see. So let me share another item. Hold on. It's this one. So this. Let's see if I got this right. Okay, good. So this is an electronic, an ETF, or a tracking fund, electronic tracking fund. I think that's the right phrasing for ETF. But this is MBS, mortgage-backed securities. This is basically paper that is a bundle of mortgages. And this is a big purchase for mutual funds, 401ks, investment vehicles, you name it. It's out there. But this is a good gauge on where we're at with mortgage. Now you look at this and you say, oh, wow, it's green. It's doing great. Well, let me change the perspective. So this is just today. So I'm going to change it. Let's first go to, let's go. Well, let me get the chart out here. So let's get the chart. Okay, so here's one. Let's go 1 day. That's where we were. Oh, why is it going so weird? So there's the 1 day. That's today. So that's about matches earlier. Here is 5 days or a business week. So you can see it went down from 97. I don't know why I keep scrolling so much. Let me just do a 3-month. So you can see that it was basically in the 98s range. And then in the last couple of weeks, it's just dropped down to 95. So even though it ticked up today, which is great, historically speaking, we're going to look at the max. That's what I really wanted to show you. This is the lowest number on record since before 2007. And we had the GFC, which is the global financial collapse. That's the common name for it, between 2006 and 2009. Banks too big to fail. Lehman Brothers, all these companies that were just imploding, real estate market popping, the bubble popped. And the price was still not where it was today. I have to go back to the other chart. I have no idea why it's looking so weird. So I'm going to show you the max on this scale. So you can see it's down. So going back to 2008, you can see the prices were, between 99 and 103. We are at 95 now, and an uptick from 94 yesterday, which is great. But 94, 95, that was the worst it has been in a long while. And we had a story, and I saw this from Nobody Special Finance. So shout out to part of Ninja Nation and Jack over there at Nobody Special Finance. Thank you, Jack. But he talked about like this exact ETF and how this is important to know. This is a leading indicator of where mortgages are heading. And I talked yesterday about mortgages are getting closer and closer to 7%, and they're probably going to go higher. And there was also something called a no bid situation last week where they wanted to sell these bundles of mortgages to Wall Street. And there were a lot of people well, there was no bidders at one point. At one point, there was no one that wanted to buy these mortgages at all, which means there's that the tolerance for risk for mortgages is getting really, really poor, which means this is going to translate to your 401k, your stocks, your mutual funds, everything. So that real estate market that we've been talking about that's been so strong for the last few months, the bubble's finally popped and it's really starting to come down now. So if you've been on the sidelines waiting for a house, I'm not financial advice by any means, but keep waiting. The prices are going to have to start coming down between the interest rates going up for mortgages and also the MBS coming down and showing that the financial sector doesn't like them right now either. So let me drop out of here and just talk for a moment. Let's go back to the normal view. All right, that worked. So just want to do a real short video and get you an idea of like this is what happened with the interest rate change. Federal Reserve, it's most of the time they price it in because there was an announcement, as I mentioned yesterday. They gave notice that 75 basis points was a likelihood. I thought it would be too high. I really thought it'd be 50, but it's 75. And by the way, I did some homework on that. They have adopted a quarter point back about 30 years ago with Alan Greenspan when he was chairman of the Federal Reserve, and they haven't changed it since. Other countries use smaller increments, but that's what the Federal Reserve of the United States has decided to stick with, and that's what they do. So they go between 25, 50, 75, 100 basis points. Quarter, a half, 3/4, or 1% full. I can't remember the last time they ever did a 1% full. I don't think I've ever seen that. I know I've seen 50s. I can't remember a 75. And again, going back to that other story, so this is the largest increase since 1994. So that is what, 28 years ago? Did I do that right? I think so. Yeah, 28 years ago. That's a long time. That's basically a generation. So there are probably people watching this channel that have never been alive for that long. So that'd be great. If you are one of those millennials and you were born in 94, yeah, that would technically be a millennial. There would be 6 in the year 2000. So if you're born since 1994, leave a comment below. I would love to know how old or younger my audience is. That would be great. But for more conversation about where we're heading, where things are going, and it's not a good picture, we know this, but what we can do, how we can manage these tough situations, join us over at Crypto Confidential for my AMA at 7:30. The link to join is in here. I will be doing an AMA tonight for an hour. The newsletter, we'll be working on the next newsletter very soon. We already have, I think we have July being produced now, and now we're just a matter of getting ready for the August edition. And then I think we're gonna have a meetup in August. So we're gonna keep going, and we'll be right there with you to work through this changing of the economy as you tear one thing down before you build the other. So with all that said, I'm going to close the drawer in the bureau, say follow leader one more time, and I hope to see you tonight at 7:30. But until I see you again, I hope to see you soon. Take care.